I wonder what happened in the year 2004. Oh well, probably wasn't anything important. Kind of hungry now. Well, I'll probably just check what's in the fridge. Right, let's see what's in the fridge here.
You to find the deepest, darkest hole in the ocean, and when you do, dig deeper and put him in it!
Oh, now I know what happened. It was the year that fish took over civilization for a brief period of time. Man, they released 3 animated films that were set underwater, and they treated humans like second-class citizens, which was horrible. They turned my uncle into human and chips. You're all in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. Instead of covering 1 film, we're going to be covering 3 films. And those 3 films are Finding Nemo, the Spongebob Squarepants movie, and Shark Tale. There are many differences between them, but what they all have in common is that they feature creatures who need water, like Ewan McGregor needs heroin.
I want a fucking hit!
Now I love water as much as the next guy, but I don't want to marry it. All these films vary in terms of quality. Some are really good, and the other one I wouldn't want to be caught dead watching. I'm looking at prawns. So without further ado, let's all jump into the water and look at these pieces of fish do fish things. Finding Nemo is a film about a clownfish named Nemo getting fish-napped or kidnapped, by some really Australian dentist, and his father Marlin tries to get him back. Now I really love this film. Without a doubt, the best film of the 3 we're about to go into. I'd even go as far as to say that it's one of my favourite Pixar films to date, if not the best. When compared to its sequel, Finding Dory, it's not even a contest.
I prefer the real
Finding Nemo.
I said the real.
Finding Nemo.
Perfection.
However, there are some aspects of the film I don't like, such as the circumstances surrounding Nemo's capture. Like, I'm sorry man, but if you're putting your own life at risk just to spite your father, then you and your lucky Finn deserve to be a pet of a psychotic child. I suppose it had to be done, or else there'd be no movie. Man, that was a short advert for the ocean. Alright, so let's go. I'm drowning. Please, someone help me. Dory can be mildly irritating, and her short-term memory loss just comes and goes when it's convenient to the story. When I was a kid, I didn't know what short-term memory loss was, so I assumed she was just stupid. It does become a bigger problem when she becomes the main character in the next film. Aside from these things, the film overall is fantastic. Marlin learning not to be overprotective of Nemo is handled well, and the same goes for Nemo learning to appreciate Marlin's love for him. It's kind of ironic though, that it was his burning desire to keep Nemo safe only put him in more danger. Marlin being that way towards his son is more than justified. After his wife and all but one of his unborn children were killed by a shark at the beginning of the film, he doesn't want anything bad to happen to Nemo. I like how for most of the film, when we see the humans, it's from the perspective of the fish, which makes them look like giants. The voice acting is top notch, and most of the characters are likeable in their own way, from Gil to Brucey the shark.
Now there is a father looking for his little boy.
Ugh, what do these markings mean?
Never knew my father.
Come here. Good luck. We're all mighty.
Seeing Nemo complete his part of the plan to escape the fish tank shows his determination to be reunited with his father. It is so satisfying, considering he almost got himself killed during the first attempt. The characters in the fish tank are also fun to watch. You've got a starfish that can read,
The Aquascum 2003 is an all-purpose self-cleaning maintenance...
a pufferfish with a big mouth, a French crayfish that can speak French,
Ooh, la mer. Bon. Voila, he is clean.
a yellowfish that loves bubbles so much he might as well be a fan of the Powerpuff Girls, a purple fish who hates aquascum,
Curse you, Aquascum!
That's it.
a blue fish with a reflection for a sister, and the previously mentioned Gil, aka Willem Dafoe. What more can I say other than you should watch it? And if you don't, I'll throw shark bait at you until the loan sharks come and eat your money. Controversial opinion incoming. I don't like this film.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I know, just send me to jail for that. But hear me out. It is not a bad movie. In fact, it's actually pretty good. I'm just not particularly fond of it personally, and I don't really know why. It's weird because SpongeBob is one of, if not my favourite TV show of all time. Well, the first 3 seasons anyway. I enjoyed it a lot as a kid, and appreciate it a lot more as an adult. I even have the Revenge of the Flying Dutchman game on PS2, which doesn't work on my PS2 now, and it makes me want to Detroit smash the TV. I love all the characters, and Bikini Bottom is such a larger-than-life place that it makes me wish it exists in real life. There's still a lot to like in this movie for me. King Neptune is pretty funny, even if I don't understand why they didn't just use Neptune's design from the show. The fact that he is so bald to the point it's burning one man's eyes is such a classic SpongeBob moment. The Goofy Goober song is great, and the fact that you can get drunk off of ice cream in this universe is just darn funny, okay? Princess Mindy giving SpongeBob and Patrick pieces of seaweed and using it to turn them into men is... Wait, hold on. I just learned Scarlett Johansson voices Mindy in the film. Yes, Black Widow is in SpongeBob.
I need your impression.
You have quiet reserve.
Daddy, no!
Daddy, yes!
And of course, David Hasselhoff is brilliant. The man who helped SpongeBob and Patrick get back to Bikini Bottom. He will go down as a legend in the town. And you know what makes him better? He's just chilling in the water, and suddenly he gets struck by SpongeBob's beam, and he just shrugs it off like it was nothing. I know I said I don't like this film, and so far I'm complimenting it. But it is hard to put into words why I feel the way I feel. I guess it just doesn't live up to the standards of the show for the most part. Seeing Plankton succeed in stealing the Krabby Patty secret formula and taking over Bikini Bottom just doesn't sit right with me. And seeing SpongeBob and Patrick on the verge of death is kinda dark, and it makes me cry every time. I hope you all now understand why I don't like the movie. I acknowledge it's good, and Nickelodeon definitely brought their A game, which is something you can't say about the franchise now. I was hoping this day wouldn't come. It felt inevitable after I teased it in one of my previous videos. Wanna watch a movie? Sure. How about Shark Tale? No! I was actually going to do a video of this film on its own, but I decided to wait after realizing these films all came out in the same year. Okay, let's get this over with. All my life I have made many mistakes. The biggest one I have ever made during my time on this planet was watching Shark Tale and unironically liking it. Of course, as you get older, your opinion on things change. There are things you liked as a kid but no longer like as an adult, things you didn't like as a kid but now you do as an adult, or your opinion just doesn't change at all. Shark Tale falls under the former category. If there's one thing I could say to my 11-year-old self, it'd probably be, stop watching Shark Tale over and over again, or else you'll develop mouth ulcers. So what happens in Shark Tale? It is a big DreamWorks pile of manure featuring the main character Oscar, a man who works as an accountant for Dunder Mifflin at the Scranton Oh, hold on, no, sorry, the wrong Oscar. Oscar is a fish with an ego bigger than Crimson Chin's chin and has as much money as Sir Digby Chicken Caesar. He's also voiced by Will Smith. I despise what this film stands for, as well as how it looks and how ugly everything is.
Oh, fucking hell, man! This is shite!
Oscar constantly trying to prove that he is too good for the working class and become famous is dumb and kinda sad. I mean, he can't even pay off his debts to his boss, for goodness sake. He ends up betting his friend's precious heirloom in a seahorse race. The same heirloom that was supposed to help him get out of debt! Sykes, his boss, who's voiced by Martin Scully, had every right to have him be eaten by sharks. Oscar does get his fame after an anchor kills one of the sharks and takes credit for it. After a while, he realizes that all the fame was superficial and tries to set the record straight by meeting the sharks face to face. I'm sure that will end well. He confesses to the public that it was all a lie, even though he managed to defeat a shark in the whale wash, so technically he is capable of taking on a shark on his own, but whatever, I don't care, I want to go to sleep now. This film is probably the most dated of the three films we looked at so far. It relies so much on popular trends from the time, pop culture references, and a massive amount of product placement, but with a fishy twist. The soundtrack is good, but it's all licensed music, such as Car Wash and Three Little Birds. Catchy tunes for sure, but it feels like a distraction from how bad everything else is. This film is bad, and I would still rather watch it over Shrek the Third or Shrek Forever After.
Look, Auntie,
Just thought I might help set the mood. Shut up! Oh my god, I don't care!
And no, I'm not going to talk about any of these films, ever. In recent years, Shark Tale has this so bad it's good quality to it, and even though I hate it, at least it's fascinating to talk about. Like, how did this film get nominated for an Academy Award? What sort of favours did this fish do? So that's it. I managed to cover all these films alive. Yeah, I was just checking to make sure. It feels weird going through all of them and realizing just how much animation has changed in the last 2 decades or so. For studios like Pixar and DreamWorks, the guys who made Finding Nemo and Shark Tale retrospectively had always moved into 3D animation and slowly perfecting it. Well, not in the case of Shark Tale, but for Shrek 2, which also came out in 2004 and made by DreamWorks, it looks great for the time and makes you wonder why this looks like garbage. Okay, I'll stop. So seeing the Spongebob movie mostly animated in 2D feels strange considering how...
Excuse me!
Considering how almost every blockbuster animated film nowadays, with the exception of a few, are all 3D. Neither 2D or 3D is better than the other, but it'd be nice to see more variety between the two styles. In the end, 2004 was a period of time we will never have back, for better or for worse. Oh, look at this! You won't believe it. This is the son of the fish who ate my uncle.